Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience for your love with a cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration, beat in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring to their knees. No pain for their disease. Just like a weed.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms, and I would like to welcome each and every single one of you back here to the Eye of the Storm. It's been a while, but we're really looking to amp it up in 2024, people. Welcome to the Eye of the Storm, my exclusive sit-down interview show where we sit down with the top-tier professional wrestlers up and down the East Coast and all over the country, and we have them talk about their journeys, their goals, their aspirations, and so much more. And my guest with me today is a person that I've wanted to interview for a good while now, since I first laid eyes on him back in May of 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, he is known as the Phoenix, one half of the Birds of the Sun. You may have seen him at WrestlePro, Outlaw Pro Wrestling, ISPW, and plenty more. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the Eye of the Storm for the first time ever, GKM. How you doing, brother?
What's happening, baby? Good call. What's going on? How we doing?
We doing fantastic, man. We doing fantastic. How was your holiday season?
The holiday season, it was cool, man. It was busy, but it was cool, you know. Just spend some time with the family, you know. Step away from the ring a little bit, you know.
That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. My Christmas is actually pretty low key. Probably one of the most chill Christmas seasons I've had in a good while. That's for sure. But hey, it's a new year. We got a new sense of motivation, a new sense of discipline, a new mindset, and we're looking to make 2024 a big year for the DJ Storms brand. And it all starts with this, the Eye of the Storm right here. And I'm very, very happy that I was able to get you on the Eye of the Storm as my first guest of 2024. But before we get into the festivities here, I would like you to tell everyone where they can find you on social media.
On social media, all platforms, LL Cool GKM. That is LL Cool GKM, as in ladies love cool GKM. There's a story behind that. Don't worry about it. But yes,
you have to spill the beans now.
LL Cool GKM across all platforms, the Twitters or the X's, whatever you want to call it, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everything. Get at your boy. Go!
And of course, you can follow me on social media on X and Instagram at HistoryMakerDJS. Once again, at HistoryMakerDJS, because I make history in everything that I do. You can also add me on my personal Facebook for collaborations and business inquiries. Please send me an email. My email is, of course, StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. Like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse group on Facebook. That is, all those links will be in the description. On top of that, I want to shout out some sponsorships. I want to shout out my girl, Brittany K. She's a wonderful woman.
Brittany!
Channel. Yeah, there we go. Brittany, there we go. You got a new fan, Brittany. GKM. Of course, Brittany, she does beautifully crafted designs and drawings from scratch on her iPad of all sorts of professional wrestlers. And she also does Twitter abbeys and banners. So if you guys are looking for a great pro wrestling design or a new Twitter abbey or banner, she is your girl. Go and check her out on X at BrittanyK5150. And of course on Instagram at BrittanyK And my second sponsorship I want to shout out is Corporate Information System. They are recognized by Forbes as one of America's best recruiting firms. So if you guys are looking for a trusted recruiting partner to help fulfill your hiring needs or help advance your career, go check out my friends over at Corporate Information System. Check out their website, www.cisrecruiters.com. One more time, www.cisrecruiters.com. cisrecruiters.com. And of course, like, comment, and subscribe no matter where you're watching it from. Hit that subscribe button, smash that notifications bell with a huge coup de grace, because that way you're going to know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, you already know, baby, it is the best time to be on. I've been saying that shit for 6 years. But anyway,
I dig it.
We're going to get straight into the festivities here on the Eye of the Storm. And I guess I'll start with this.
What you got?
I definitely love to know how this all got started for you, because you've only been doing this for 2.5 years. And a person that's never watched pro wrestling before, they probably take a look at you and say, you know what, that guy probably has at least 7-8 years of experience underneath his belt. But you've only been doing it for 2.5, and you have seemingly taken to it like a fish to water. How did this all get started? Did it just fall in your lap? Did you always want to do this? Talk to us.
I got the classic, it was a childhood dream of sorts. One of my earliest memories is probably going to be telling my age here, but one of my earliest memories as a kid is watching X-Pac versus Razor Ramon and him doing the moonsault. That's literally, when he was 1, 2, 3 kid. That's one of my earliest memories. Like, people got wrestling buddies and stuff like that. Like, even Leo, he has his own wrestling buddy. I go back to when it was Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior as the wrestling buddies. Like, I remember playing with those as a kid. So I've been watching wrestling all my life. There was a point where I did not miss an episode of Raw ever. My life was dictated around Mondays and Thursdays. I
kind of like how my life is right now.
It was dictated by that, like, for a constant time. And it was just something I always wanted to do. I remember I was when I was looking up schools, I was probably about 20 years old, and I was looking up at ROH. And, I was thinking about going there. I think Sammy was one of the coaches at the time, and I just didn't have the funds to go because, I'm just a young kid at that point in time, So life takes its course. And then I find WrestlePro. I go to an open house, and then it's just like, all right, well, I'm still in pretty good shape. So let's give this thing a shot. It's either you go into chase your dreams mode, because you're not getting any younger. So it's like, you know what? This is something I've always wanted to do. I truly know that I love this in my heart. Let's go for it. And then, hey, things work out.
I would say things worked out pretty well. And it's quite unbelievable, because back in the day, you're telling you didn't have the funds for that, but yet all these years later, you still have that passion, you still have that drive. And with that passion and that drive, you were able to go to the open house at WrestlePro, and from there, the rest is history. And it's such a short amount of time as well. It's quite frankly unbelievable. And when I found out you were only wrestling for like 2 years at the time, I stood there in a state of shock. I'm like, 2 years? 2 years? My God. What does this guy have that I don't have?
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I hear that often, but I don't want that to be my standing point or my ceiling. I still have a long way to go. I'm still getting better every single day. At least that's the goal. It's not so much I'm just going out there and I'm having fun, but I definitely want to take things to another level. I know that there's another level that I can reach that I'm striving for. So everybody that says that, I really, really do appreciate it, but I don't want to be just good for right now. I want to be one of the best. You understand what I'm saying? So, but thank you for that.
Oh, trust me, we're going to talk about that, because you've accomplished so much in such a short amount of time. And that's probably an even crazier aspect to the whole thing, because you've only been doing it for 2.5 years, but yet you've done so much, and you're doing even more and more and more as the weeks turn into months and the months turn into years. Let's talk about Leo Sparrow, actually. You mentioned Leo Sparrow. For those of you that do not know, Leo Sparrow, he is GKM's tag team partner. You two are collectively known as the Birds of the Sun. How did you two come together? Were you a tag team from the start of your career, or did you initially start as singles wrestlers and then you became a tag team later on?
The thing with Leo is pretty funny. So
I gotta hear this.
Leo, he's create. We're both Creative Pro. We're both Cap kids.
Yes.
He's Creative Pro New York, and I'm in Creative Pro New Jersey. So sometimes he would go train there, or he would come train over here in New Jersey, or vice versa. Like we both would, do that. So I remember one day, like at this point in time, we're both coming up around the same time. Our move sets are like kind of the same and stuff, but me and him are so completely different. Like we could do the same thing, but we both have our own way of doing it. It's like very weird. Like I noticed that, and I would throw at him like, "Hey, maybe we should be a tag team one day. Meat and greens." Like this is we wasn't even thinking about us.
Wait, those are your exact words.
Yeah, I'm being so serious,
bro. Oh
I still joke about it with them now. Like, hey, meat and greens, we doing it. And
was that actually a name that you guys played around with, or
no? It wasn't playing around with. We were just joking around at practice. Like literally just joking. He's like, nah, because he wasn't trying to do a tag team thing, and I wasn't trying to do a tag team thing either. And then we're both on the show. He starts coming up at ISPW. He started getting booked over there. Then I started getting booked thereafter. And I remember I had a pre-show match against Vargas. And then, Tommy, he liked what we did and whatnot. So he gave me a shot on the main show. Now, on the main show, he put me in a tag team with Leo. Because Leo was doing a feud with Crowbar at the time. Crowbar again, and my man's with the mask. He's going to kill me.
That would be Adam Payne, I believe.
Yes. Thank you for saving me. Payne, sorry, baby. It's a long day.
Or at that time, he was Percival Payne.
Yes. So Leo was in a feud with them. And then me and him, we end up being a tag team together, and they put us against the Winners Club that night, I believe. And it was a handicap match, and we both came out pretty good. Like the crowd reacted to us so well together. It was crazy. And then we were cutting a promo backstage, and I said something along the lines of the Phoenix and the Son of the Sun or something like that, right?
And that just kind of stuck.
And we was just like, we did this promo in one take. I don't even know where it's at right now, but we were just flowing off of each other. Then I was like, the Phoenix and the Son of the Sun. And I think he said something along the lines of like, birds of the sun. I'm like, yeah, I kind of like that. And then that was it. And that was it.
One take. You got all that out in one take.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. And then it was like, it actually makes sense because I'm the Phoenix. He's the Sparrow, and birds, fire, it all makes sense. So after that, the next show when we came out together, it was just like, we're the birds of the sun. And then here we are.
That is amazing. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how you're talking about that. You're joking about it in practice, and then literally X amount of months later, you both get booked for ISPW, and ironically, you're placed in a tag team. It's almost as if you spoke it into the universe.
I'm a big believer in manifestation. A lot of the things that I've done so far have been complete manifestations, like between being in a tag team with Leo, or being in a group with Ace of Space Academy, or just even flourishing myself in my own ways. It's like everything has been like, you gotta don't go in this world just being aimless. Like have a goal in mind. Just preach that to yourself, put that out there, and work towards it. And then.
And speaking of Ace of Space Academy, how did that all come about? I know Leo St. Giovanni and his brother Max, were they pro wrestlers before you were a pro wrestler, or did they come around the same time as you did?
No, they're pro wrestlers definitely before me. LSG is legit one of my coaches, over at, he's one of the coaches over at Creative Pro New Jersey, Wrestle Pro. He's one of the main coaches. He's a big part of who I am, and how far I've gotten in this industry. That is You know, he doesn't like me giving him a lot of credit, but I give him a lot of credit. You know, I give him a lot of credit. Even though me and him are feuding, Sean Donovan, I give him a lot of credit. Like they both have in their own way help boost me up, you know, along with Bad Buck, along with Kevin Matthews. Like there's so many people that are behind what makes GKM GKM. Is just a lot of people have given me the tools. I'll say that. A lot of people have given me the tools, and LSG, he's definitely someone that has given me the tools. But yes, he's one of my coaches. Him and Max, he used to wrestle before, but I think he took some time away. And then he came back. And when he had came back, we was at the same school. So, and then the same thing with Colton Charles. He's also at the same school, you know? So it's really just, we're vibing, you know? We're really crew. Like people probably notice, like we're always at shows together and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I see Colin Charles all the time chilling on the side at the ISPW shows. He's always there to support.
You know, we're always active with each other, whoever is here. Like that's how this is working. Same thing with Leo. Like that's how we're making all this stuff work, and everybody's flourishing in their own ways, and then we're all bringing this together into a pot. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
That's actually probably one of the best things about pro wrestling to me, to see how so many people, they all came together out of school and they're still all helping each other to this day, growing and flourishing and getting better and better by the day.
Yep. It's a genuine brotherhood. You know. So, and we're all always there to lift each other up and stuff like that. Like it's good to have a team like this, you know, between all these guys, you know.
Yeah. And that right there, I definitely say is probably one of the biggest reasons why you are so good, because you got all of this. You got all this going for you, all the support around you. And on top of that, all of the brilliant minds and the skills of the people around you in the Aces Space Academy. And then you got Leo in there as well. And on top of that, the people that you're working with. And we'll talk about Sean Donovan in a little bit, but I want to cycle back to Leo, because you and Leo, two guys that ultimately came up at the same school, joked about being a tag team. You actually ultimately reached the highest of highs as a tag team. Yeah. And you both became ISPW tag team champions 2 times over. And not only that, just 13 months after you became a professional wrestler, you main evented your ISPW, an ISPW show, ISPW Summertime Blues, back on August 19th, 2022. Yeah. And it was you and Leo defending the tag team titles against the Now, Crowbar, and Percival Payne in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. And now, even though you both lost that match, both of your stocks rose tremendously. And that match actually went on to win ISPW Match of the Year for that specific year. And I saw you receive that award. So if you can, talk to us about what was going through your mind before, during, and after that match.
I mean, leading up to that match is just, especially for it to be happening so early, you know, in my career. Like you said, I was only 13 months in, and so many things started happening very, very fast, like winning the tag titles, and then being in a feud with the tag titles against a team like the Now and the Winners Club. Like it's just, and then, you know, cycling it back and bringing back that feud that Leo was having with Crowbar and Payne. You know, it was pretty like
full circle moment.
Yo, it was so much. But yeah, it was leading up to it. You know, you're thinking about the TLC matches that you have watched, you know, and it's like, you know, you think about the Hardys, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, you know, even the Young Bucks when they were doing their wild stuff, and it's just like, yo, you think about old ECW stuff, and it's like, yo, hold up, this is really about to happen? Okay, because this is like the first time I'm going into an Extreme Styles match. I've never like did anything up to this point, like messing with chairs or anything like that, yada, yada, yada. So, you know, you think of it coming up with ideas and stuff like that. And, you know, before we get ready to go out, you know, I was talking to somebody and they were like, you know, this is going to hurt, right? And it was just, and it was
I mean, what else could be said? What else could be said?
And that was like, you know, you need that I needed to hear that. Like, personally, I needed to hear that. And I'm grateful that they told me that, like, hey, you know it's gonna hurt, right? Because it's just like, that's right. This is like really still ladders. These are real tables. Like, this is like, oh, we're not.
Leo took a rough one in that.
He took a rough one. That boy took a rough one, but he's still walking. But he took a rough one. That boy is a daredevil. If he wasn't a sparrow or a vegan, I would call him the daredevil. That man is. Oh, I'd be thinking I'm doing crazy stuff sometimes, but he be doing some crazy stuff sometimes. It's like, I don't know.
Do you think you would have been able to take that bump like Leo took that?
I'm. Hey, I can't say I wouldn't. You know, remember I was jumping off cages, so I don't know. Who's to say? That's what I'm saying. We're not here. The birds aren't all the way up there. You know, kind of.
Sammy Guevara say he's got some competition.
Kind of loopy. Hey, I won't go all the way to say that. You know, let's say we do Sammy. We'll see.
Well, you're not jumping off of 20-foot cages through about 20 tables, but
yeah, not yet at least. Not yet. Not yet. But yeah.
But then, but after that match was over, I understand that you probably were disappointed because of the tag team title loss. But what was going through your mind after that match? Like, after the dust cleared, it was all said and done, and all three of those teams, you, the Now, and Crowbar and Personal Pain, all six of you ultimately delivered the match of the year for ISPW in 2022. What was going through your mind?
I mean, I think that was the first time I was in a match where there was nobody on their feet. I mean, nobody in their seats. Like, everybody was on their feet. Like, I can remember that match front to back, and it was a special moment. It was great to be able to share that with those guys, and it was great to be able to share that with Leo, you know, for that to be happening to us so early in our career. Like, we were just teaming just a few months beforehand, and then next thing you know, we got the crowd there and we're doing good cause, and then it's like, oh, we go into this match. I think this is the first time we went into the match and we had the black and yellow gear. I think that was the first time that we did it, you know, because before then we were just.
I remember that. Yes,
we were just still wearing our, you know, regular solo colors, and it was like, yeah, this one we actually came. We actually had the logo, and this one we actually looked like a solid tag team. Like, it was a very, very special match, and to see how that took us from there to here, it's crazy. It's just. That match is special with all those guys, and it changed all of us.
Oh, I can imagine. And shout out to Leo as well for taking that table bump, and he's still walking. Yeah, you couldn't pay me enough. You couldn't pay me enough, even though at some point I did say I wanted to be a pro wrestler. No, you couldn't pay me enough.
You never know, man. You never know what you will do. Never know what you would do when that moment hits and that moment's there. I don't know. It's something about those. It's something about being in that. I don't know.
And one spot that always sticks out to me in that match was when Percival Payne, he carried you from he carried you from, and you know what I'm talking about. He carried you from the inside of the guardrail, and he walked all the way around. And I was right there. I was standing right there recording it, and you could literally go back and rewatch the vlog that I did. I was right there recording it. He carried you all the way around, like halfway around the venue, and then dropped you on the stage to the right.
Yeah. Painful moment. Painful moment, but a hell of a moment. That was interesting. I
look back on that. I laugh because, like, I can hear you while you're up in the military press saying, "Put me down, put me down."
Yep. And then he put me down. All right. Yikes.
But that right there, that match, it really did launch your career into a new stratosphere when it comes to ISPW. And I remember when I first laid eyes on you back in May of 2022, I originally came for Crowbar, and then I ended with seeing three guys that really stuck out to me. It was Rick Recon, Michael Mars, and yourself. And then from that moment on, I'm like, all right, I really want to see more of this guy. Then you fought Rick Recon in Butler at Summerfest in June, and then you had the TLC match. And that right there, I was like, all right, you know what? All right, this guy can go. This guy can go. And from that moment on, your career took off, because not only did you become a two-time ISPW Tag Team Champion in 2023, you probably had one of the best years in ISPW's modern era thus far. You started off with a couple solid wins. Then you became the Tri-State Champion. You became a very witty Tri-State Champion. You were defending it every single chance that you could get. And you had a series of matches with Ray Calitri, ultimately resulting in that steel cage match back in the Brawl on the Boardwalk and the big moment where you jumped off the cage. But in the summertime, you entered into a feud with man that trained you, Sean Donovan. Sean Donovan helped train you. He helped mold you into the individual that you are today. And that feud, it really became a staple for ISPW's fall season. You two had a couple of battles. You ultimately walked away victorious back at the No Holds Barred match in November in West Milford. Talk to us a bit about the tensions that rose between you two. And as of right now, are there still tensions between you two?
You know, the Sean Donovan. Yeah, I guess it's a little touchy, you know. It's still not because he, like I said, he legitimately was there to train me, help train me up. And it's thinking that somebody's in your corner, like I always know about who he is, and I've heard about the things that he's done. But yeah, for some reason I didn't think he would do it to me. And he did. So it's all right. Just take everything that they learn and that they taught you and just try to keep on blooming and rising like the phoenix that I am. Yeah, the feud itself, he wasn't happy to see me win the Tri-State Championship. I thought he would have been. But then that's kind of where it's like, oh, okay. Then he calls me my rematch with the ISPW Tri-State Championship. He's been a foil. Every time I think I'm gonna get there, he managed to stop it. And then even when me and him we went to blows the first time, in Totowa,
ISPW 25. I remember that.
Yeah, which I feel like we beat each other up that night, but he got the better of me. Again.
A lot of people were talking about that match, actually. I was talking about that the next day at 90s WrestleCon when I went to the Rockaway Mall. I was talking about that to Tommy. I was like, GKM and Sean Donovan, I think they really stood out on that night. Yeah,
appreciate that. It was it was definitely a battle. And then the No Holds Barred. The No Holds Barred is once again where I had that moment, but this time, remember I was telling you how somebody was telling me about the TLC match, like, hey, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
I remember gearing myself up for the match, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror before he's getting ready to go, and I'm telling myself, like, hey, this is gonna hurt, because I know I've trained with you, so I know what you can do, but then we have our match and you show me how dirty you're willing to get. So now we have this No Holds Barred. My mindset is like, okay, well, I'm going to have to get in those muddy waters. So got in those muddy waters with them, and, we took it to each other. I was not coming out feeling the greatest after that one, even though
those chair shots were pretty stiff. Those were pretty stiff.
This isn't for play. But yeah, then of course, Donovan, he's Donovan, he's like, nah, you're the next generation. I do respect you, whatever. Stupid me to trust him again. And then what does he do? Kick me in the old jewels, Yeah,
Yambag City, as Taz says.
Yambag City. So, yeah, this isn't over with me and him. You know, he's over at WrestlePro also. He has his teams with Danny Moff and
Danny Moff. He'll be there actually in Barnegat, New Jersey, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, he'll be there. He'll be challenging for the tag team titles against the Now.
Yeah, I've got history with both those guys, and you know, he's been a foil at ISPW. Donovan has, and he's been a foil. Him and Moff have both been foils over in WrestlePro. So this is just now. It's okay. How I'm not gonna be trying to get away from y'all. If I have to, I'm gonna have to go through. So because they're gonna be there. They're
Oh
gonna
no,
be,
absolutely,
they're
absolutely.
gonna
And
be
it
there.
seems as though you got so many things coming from all different directions. Obviously, you got some unfinished business with Ray Kalitri. You got unfinished business with Sean Donovan. But what I want to talk about next, this is actually a big one, perhaps the biggest that you're going to be going into. We already mentioned about how you main evented ISPW Summertime Blues back in August of 2022. You're going to main event another ISPW show. But it's not just any ISPW show. It's the first ISPW show of 2024 on Saturday, January 20th. And this show is going to set the pace for the rest of the year. What you're going to do here could reflect on what happens throughout the rest of 2024. And not only that, this is against the same man that played a hand in taking the tag team titles from you and Leo Sparrow a year and a half ago, that being the Timeless Crowbar. But things are different this time. Because back then, you were the champion. He was a challenger. Now, he's a champion. You're the challenger. Not just any champion, the world heavyweight champion. And if you're able to beat Crowbar, you will become the first ever ISPW Triple Crown champion, something that Crowbar has never done. Crowbar, undoubtedly one of the greatest to ever do it, but he's never won every single modern ISPW championship that there's been. If you can beat him, you would have won the tag team titles, tri-state title, and world championship all in just 2.5 years of being a professional wrestler. Talk to us. What does this match mean to you?
I mean, what were we saying earlier, talking about full circle, right? You know, it's just keeps on going. Just like you said, you know, that TLC match with Crowbar, you know, Birds of the Sun, Crowbar, Percival Payne, and then now main event. And then here we are, ISPW Heavyweight Champion Crowbar versus the Phoenix GKM main event. Hell yeah, huge ass opportunity. I get the like Triple Crown, Triple Crown.
Yeah, never been done. Never been done.
Never been done. You know, I've been doing a lot of things that haven't been done, and I plan on making this one of them. You know, this is something that I've been wanting for a while. You know, you see it happen to people all the time where, you know, they go on a run, yada, yada, yada. They get a championship and then they get distracted from the championship and then they're infused and then all this other crazy stuff is happening. This is my chance to refocus and become a champion again at ISPW, and not just become any champion, become the champion, the heavyweight champion. It's a dream. It's a dream. I'm trying to make some dreams come true.
It's actually pretty crazy how your meteoric rise at ISPW has just happened so quickly. And for the very first time ever, you and Crowbar, one-on-one, I will be there. I will be there live in attendance. I'm going to make the trip 2 hours down to Barnegat. I'm not missing this. This is actually a match that I've never really thought about, but it's a match that I never really thought I've needed. I've never really thought I've needed this kind of match. And we've seen what Crowbar can do. Crowbar right now, he's operating on a different level. Even at his age, he's now joined up with Ace Darling as the only person to win the heavyweight championship 3 times or more. Is there any different strategy that you're going to employ going into this match that you haven't employed in your past championship matches?
I mean, you know, you said Crowbar's age, and look at him. He's timeless. Like, some people, they use monikers. They say, oh, they're this, they're that, you know, they're timeless. No, Crowbar is legitimately timeless. Look at, like you said, look at how he's operating right now. He didn't just become the heavyweight champion for no reason. He's Crowbar. You know, he's a legend in this game. You know, he's been around the block more than once. He's probably forgotten more things than I'll ever be able to learn. You know, I'm not dismissing this match at all. I'm doing my research. I'm watching my tape. I'm coming ready. You know, I'm coming ready. I have to bring him my best. He's not someone that you just randomly step in the ring with on a whim and just say, oh, no, understand what this is. Understand what the moment is. It's the ISBW Heavyweight Championship. This is a legend in Crowbar. This is the main event. You know, and that card is stacked. I'm going to have to bring it. And I know everybody else is going to bring it.
That's another thing I didn't really take into consideration, because you take a look at the card. I believe it's going to be Casey Navarro. He's going to be fighting Ray Calitri for the Tri-State title. This is Casey Navarro's, Casey Navarro's debut. You know he's going to bring it. You got the Now versus Senta Slaughter. You know for a fact that Danny Moff, this is his debut at ISPW. You know for a fact that he is going to bring everything that he's got. He wants to win the tag team championships just like you won the tag team championships. And I believe Rick Recon, he's going to be there. Rick Recon's fighting Anthony Gangone. And you already know the rivalries that they had, especially I believe they went 37 minutes at one point. 37 minutes at one point back in Titan Championship Wrestling. You know for a fact that they're going to go out there and show out. But you're the guy. You're the guy that they've chosen to be in the main event spotlight. And that right there, that speaks to how much you've evolved. That speaks to how much you've grown. That speaks to how much work that you've put in to get to this moment. And that right there is why I'm so excited to see this match.
But yeah, you know, like I don't want to put so much pressure on it being the main event, because no matter where I'm at, main event, opening the show, middle of the show, coming back from intermission right before, it doesn't matter where I'm at. I'm going to bring it every single time. Every single time. And people are going to be talking about, oh, wow, what the heck was that? Every single time. So it makes no difference. Everybody bring it. But, you know, January 20th, ISPW, it's going to be fire. I hope to see a lot of people there.
I will be there. That's for sure. And my final question before we get on out of here, what can we expect from GKM in the near future?
Anything you can imagine.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Anything you can imagine. You know, you might just pop on your TV screen. You might see me there. Who knows? You may see me overseas. You may see me here, there, everywhere. At this point, the Phoenix is getting around. The Phoenix is continuing to rise. You know, he's just going to keep on bringing that fire and torch in the skies for sure. You know, I'll be with Leo Sparrow. I'll be with the Ace of Space Academy, LSG, MSG, Colton Charles, the boys, the gang, Academy Business. You know, we just going to keep on rocking it. We just going to keep on rocking this thing out together. 2024 is going to be awesome. It already is.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward. I'm hoping that we actually see the Ace of Space Academy make their way to ISPW. We've seen them. We've seen them here and there. We've seen Colin Charles. He's gotten a couple showcases against Michael Mars. We've seen LSG in there. He's gotten a showcase against TJ Epics. Very good match right there. Max kind of got the short end of the stick. He got his ass kicked by Vicious Vicky in front of 2,000 people.
We don't talk.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
Chill out, my guy. Chill out.
Hey, listen, if he comes for me, I'm gonna tell him that I know you. So
chill out. Me and Max, we still on the verge of trying to get them tag team championships over in Wrestle Pro. So chill out.
I'm gonna have to take a spin over there. I'm gonna have to take a look at that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, by the way, one more thing before we get out of here. I actually want to talk about that run-in that you had with Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I believe Max showed up at Wrestle Pro, Creative Pro, and he answered an open challenge from Leo Sparrow. And you got a couple of shots in there. You got a couple of shots in there against the longest-reigning AEW World Champion of all time. Could you talk to us about that a little bit?
Hey, babe, man, you know, the birds got to do what a bird's got to do. You know what I mean? Birds got to do what a bird's got to do. But yeah, it was cool.
It certainly came out of nowhere, that's for sure. I was like, what the hell is going on over here?
I'm saying you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen with the Phoenix. I'm telling you, sometimes it's just, we out here.
That's the beauty of the professional wrestling industry right there. But Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of the Eye of the Storm. I would like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. And GKM, thank you very much for your time. It has been an absolute pleasure, and I cannot wait to see your World Heavyweight Championship match with Crowbar on January 20th. One more time, where can we find you on social media?
On social media, all platforms, at LL Cool GKM, LL Cool GKM, LL Cool GKM. Oh my God, it's all about the cadence.
Oh, no, you didn't tell us now. Hold on. You didn't tell us. How did that come into play?
Oh man.
You didn't tell us about that. You gotta tell us. How did that come into play?
Listen, before wrestling and everything, I consider myself to be a bit of a ladies' man.
All right.
LL Cool J. It's like, oh, ladies love Cool James. Ladies love Cool Gil. Oh, LL Cool G. And then, after I started wrestling, it's like, well, LL Cool GKM.
There you go. Fair game, man. Fair game. You already do, people. Go check out all the links in the description. You can follow me on social media as well. Like, comment, and subscribe. Show up, people. Show up in Barnegat, New Jersey on January 20th. It's the goddamn main event, GKM Crowbar for the World Heavyweight Championship. Till next time, he is the Phoenix GKM. I am DJ Storms. This has been the Eye of the Storm. But before we get out of here, GKM, very important question that everyone must answer. Who runs the IWC?
DJ Storms.
You're damn right, baby. Who but DJ Storms? And don't